There's a book called Red Tent. That was the first book I read in school, and that changed my perspective over life. It's a completely a feminist book. Till that time, I didn't even knew that there's some genre called feminism or feminist. And so I think my liking for books started because of that, because I needed an inspiration in life to go forward, to get out of the space, to backpack alone,
See, when you're traveling, you come across a lot of such places which have a vibe of sharing. You don't have a table to yourself. You do end up sharing it with strangers, and you do end up having conversations with strangers. So yeah, that's how we envisioned Pagdandi, that it would be a place for books where people can just come and read. Pick up conversations with strangers, bond over things they care about, and and have good chai while they are doing so.
We have a common friend, his school friend, very good friend, who was a good friend of mine. And while I was traveling, he just ended up introducing me to a fellow traveler.
Yeah, so I mean, we used to talk on the phone, and initially it was like once a month or once in 2 months, and then that frequency increased. Even before we met, I told her that I like you and I would like to meet you. So I was out of money, and I was actually coming back to Pune. I was coming from Delhi, and she was on her way to Pondicherry. So she had like a stop at Mumbai. So we decided to meet at Mumbai. I was coming by train. So I mean, the first time I saw her was on the platform. Like, I'm getting off the train and she's waiting there at Mumbai Central. So that was the first time we met in person. Yeah.
And I never went back to
Yeah, she never ended up going to Pondicherry.
I shifted to Pune from there. So yeah. When I came here, everything was so not structured, but in boxes. You go to cafe and one table, second table, third table, and that's over. You don't go beyond your own space. So the idea was to create a space with no rules. You can sit anywhere, you can do anything, you can talk anything. Yeah, we just thought we were craving for a space like that, and Pagdandi happened. So.
As in, we thought a lot about it, obviously, because
Yeah.
I was like, when I came back, I took up a job again because I was out of money, and we had just gotten married. So for me to again quit my job was a very big decision. I mean, I was afraid her dad might say that the moment you married her, you
My
left
dad
your job.
wondered.
So did you just were working just to impress me or something like that? But I mean, and we also had to think about our finances, and so it was a decision we took a while to arrive at.
No, I'm sorry. No, for me everything has to be very. I think Vishal took a lot of time.
Yeah.
I took a lot of time to convince you. So
Yeah.
I think that's what we have learned. Creating a space is one thing, and running it is another thing. I think creation is much more easier than running it. So running took a lot of toll, but it was worth everything.
I mean, we still have our moments of doubt, but then I think the community and the response we get from them is what keeps us going.
Connecting with another person, human connection is a basic need, isn't it? Like, you cannot live in isolation. Even if you're living in a jungle, you are connected to nature around you. It's not like, you just bar yourself in a cubicle and just doing whatever. So, and unfortunately we are heading towards there because of our working style, and sometimes we find connection with strangers more than in families. So these spaces provide that kind of environment where you just feel that I can trust that person and talk to him.
That point of view, like cafes, as has been over the past 10-15 years, they're evolving into a community space where people come, and we were just happy for somebody to come and sit and have chai. So we never really envisioned that we'll be able to touch lives of so many people, which is why that every time it happens, like, we are thankful for it.
I think when we started, we always had this thing that one day if we have to leave Pagdandi and go for just backpacking for 2 months, 6 months, we should have people to take care of it, and those people should not come out of any need for money or finance, but just for the love of the space. And I think we have that kind of people, that kind of space support. If we are not here, we know that Pagdandi won't shut down. It will keep going, at least for next 6 months, and that vision is kind of coming true after 2 years. So it was supposed to be a space like that, where we are not just the owners. It doesn't have to be Neha and Vishal's Pagdandi, but it has to be people's Pagdandi. Pagdandi means that kacha rasta. You have to choose it.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, माउंट से चलकर रतलाम को जाने वाली 52,962 माउंट रतलाम फास्ट पैसेंजर 8:15 पर प्लेटफॉर्म नंबर 1 पर आने की संभावना है।